Hello, I'm Keldarks, and welcome to Space Engineers. This is the Never Surrender scenario, but with Apex enabled and the survival difficulty turned up just a notch. Let's jump straight in. Okay, while the rover's landing here, I'll just go over a few of the tweaks I've made for the survival. The food consumption is on, it's set to medium. The death penalties and the buffs are both enabled. The animals are on, so the wolves will be coming along, and I've got a jetpack nerf, so I will have to fight them on the ground or get creative. So I'll jump out, start getting through the progression stuff. Just clear the hotbar. Hotbar's reachable, so I'll start doing some stone mining, then we'll go through some more of the updates. First run of stone collected, so let's put some ingots on to craft. Do 1,000. So for those who don't know, the Never Surrender scenario is one of the Keen's default scenarios where you've got to reach a GPS in space, which is that green one there saying space base. I don't know if you can see that there. When you get there, you push a button and then wave after wave of drones come. You've got to try and defend yourself and the base. If the base gets destroyed, it's over. And there's trophies for surviving so many waves. So I thought that would be a good endpoint for a series. I wanted to make sure that I wouldn't just sit on this Terra or Earth-like, whatever you want to call it, planet for the whole time. So I've installed the procedural ores mod. Because this scenario only has 3 of the planets by default, I have had to add Europa back in around the Mars, and I've added 2 new planets to make sure I've got access to the rare materials. A planet and a moon. So the planet is called Acrobus, and it's going to give access to the platinum, I think it is, and then there's a moon around that called Azuria, and that's going to give access to the uranium. A plan for those planets is to go to them each in turn, do some sort of setup base there, and try and make them a little bit different each time. Towards the end of that list, I will probably start using the resource nodes mod, which is like static drills, just so that I'm not going to be damaging the voxels on every planet. That should help keep the performance down, so when we go against the final drones, it's not going to be a low frame rate already. I have also included the Stargate mod with the intention to use that for the long distance logistics once I start exploring the other planets and moons. So I want 10 motors, 10 computers. And 81 steel plate, because one put the top part in, that's just for extra durability. I know I could take some of this off the rover, but I'm probably going to retrofit that to be more useful at some point, and I'll use those resources then. Our thoughts for the Stargate mod is to put station in orbit around each of the planets and moons, and maybe put ring platforms going down to the planets below, so I have to load a platform, send it up to the station, and then maybe half of the station... Oh! Yeah, I should have taken the gun. Sorry, let's get... Let's grab that. And if we can get to the ladders, jump on the roof. Whew. Oh, that's the mod one. There we go. Put it behind that slot. There we go. Oh, there it is. Oh, I should change that. Look how we're getting on with progression. So basic assembler, let's just finish building there, so that unlocks quite a chunk. Need something from the light section to unlock the thinking blocks. build the full assembly, which we'll need cobalt for. We'll start building that lot. Battery. Could build a small battery just to start on, but it's just, yeah, rotors is a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. Ah, we can't. At least we'll need power first. It's just cheaper to build that than an interior block. Just want a small section here to put a solar on, not a solar, a wind turbine. Yeah, so to place a wind turbine, I'm going to need to build a few blocks out since I don't have a jetpack. Otherwise, I'll just lift up and move out and grab it. I don't mean to take the more space, but I quite like this DLC one, appearance-wise, the top pieces. Yeah, so that's the first wind turbine. Back. A little bit of this. Turn others into your plate. It takes more than one to power both the assembler and refinery. Let me go down here first. Let's go. Go for the regular one, but as close to the top as we can get next to that one. Should be able to access that from that top stair. Weld it up. Let's see if the 2 is enough power. We need a third one. Basic assembler, maximum required input 280, refinery 330, turbines are outputting 320 and 265, so 320 covers that one, and the 265 is got almost by the second one. Okay, we should probably get a third. I'm thinking is to make one of these, just to unlock the stuff behind it. And just put a hole in the armor up here to put it in. Oh, not those. Okay. Let's put some of my movable blocks in their usual places. A little cargo on this little on the front here. What I'm thinking to do is to remove the survival kit, put cargo in there, and then go off and try and find some of the other resources. I can find silicon be much easier for building the algae farms. No, this one. Yes. So I need 11 more steel plate. Okay, so the survival kit's been transferred there. Need something to convert the cargo to large. Probably choose a converter. Could use the really cool modular one, but I'd have to try and work it into the space. I think for now I'm just going to put a medium in. I'm a little worried about how far off the back it hangs, but I'm not moving the wheels for a very temporary solution. Move that to handbrake instead of the parkour on off and putting on the button I prefer. Slash GPS starter. Let's see if we can find some silicon. We'll call by the unknown signal. Probably you've just seen most of that as a time lapse and then slowed down for that ending because I wasn't sure that was going to land safely. I would be a lot more careful on the return journey. So nothing new. Ooh, a mushroom spore and some magnesium. Okay, so in 3 kilometers I haven't seen anything but ice and not a single boulder, so I'm just going to head back and start hand drilling to try and get a few algae farms going before the sun comes up. I don't know what I could do. Let's start taking this apart. So we'll start with these because they've got the large steel tubes in and aren't used for anything on this rover. If I put a hinge here and take off hinge, lower limit minus 15, medium head, that's not too bad an angle. What I want to do is put a drill on the front of here. For more construction and mortar. Right, can I get the parts I need for these? Still needs a lot of iron. But the drill's ready. If I just turn on here, will it sort of scrape the surface a bit? It does. Band control on here, isn't there? Repurpose you. There's a card with more than 95%. Pick one of these lights. And make it red. And when it's back under, it can return to the same way as the. So that's what I'll do. You keep checking. What I'm going to do is go to the rear wheels. Turn steering on, just reduce the angle. It can be useful to have a bit of rear steer, but usually less than the front on these kind of rovers. Okay, when that's built, it will connect. That's what I wanted. And the two connected up completely. So anything I can get with this drill now I can use straight into the base. Hopefully increase the speed a bit. Do you think it'd be a good idea? Nope, not that. You can -10. You can just be -1. Yep, it can be 0. Oh, that look much better. That's faster. Okay, what's the current angle? Okay, so it struggles at 73, so if we say a maximum angle 70. Looking at that food bar, I need to eat some of the crisps you start with. Think 2 out, pop one. Oh, that was that one, the other one. An interior plate, this could be a good idea to start with. Right. We need an algae farm before the sun comes up. Put that like that, if I get the this. Don't need the pot, we just need the mobility. How was the construction plans? How many blocks have I got clearance here? Not many. Maybe I should reverse that. Weird. Okay, start a base. Runs through there. That's gonna be the solar, isn't it? Space solar elevation. And share. Got this bullshit because they're on the building one, which is just a lie down so I can build it without the jetpack. Oh, more dogs. Just heard that one in time. Ah, too many. Uh oh, no. Dead man's click. Dead man's click. um, oh, the meat. Is there not? Nope. I think the other day stopped chasing me when I had the dead man's click, but I'm not gonna argue with not getting eaten. I must probably look at. Oh, there it is. What have I in here? No, I could. Whoa! Push the hinge button and it didn't go up. Because my cog was full and the light didn't turn on. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah. Not caught it twice. It's down still. What the bees? Look on the junctions. Well, these are nicer. Here to get started. So one is algae farm there, algae farm there. That's 4. That'll give me 6 in total, which should be enough to scrape by a living on algae once the sun's up. Although there's a lot of mountains, but with the wolves coming occasionally, I think it'll be alright. Oh, storm just hit me. Oh no. Oh god. Quick. Just getting hit by the ice while I was running between the areas there. I can't sprint because I'm hungry. Let me fix that. We've got 2 packets left. Okay, so mammal meat roll. Production. Cook mammal meat is all I can do with it unless I get more ingredients. But let's just get. What do I have? 8. There we go. Need 1 bit of real food. That should fix that. Since I have a food thing, and that is what I said I wanted for the first episode, I think I'm going to wrap it up here and then finish the food automation off next time. So, thanks for watching Never Surrender Apex Edition. Drop a comment below if you've got any quality of life mods you want me to consider adding, or if you've got any suggestions you want to make for the series in general. And I will see you all next time, where hopefully we can get that farm finished off and stop having to run away from every wolf I see.